How to enjoy a British pub. Hi, hello, welcome everyone to my new video. Today we're going to be watching a video of the channel called DW Food. And the video is called How to Enjoy a British Pub. Cheese and Chats episode 2. By the way, I couldn't find episode 1. I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. So I'm just gonna start by watching episode 2. And I'm very interested into how to enjoy a British pub in the first place, because I've watched one video before where Waters World was talking about pubs and about the rounds and all, but it didn't really get into too deep into the topic. So I want to further improve my knowledge about British pubs and how to enjoy them, just in case if one day I might travel back, and I will. It's not an if, when I will travel back to the UK, because I do want to enjoy my pub visits.
How do British pubs work? Do you order at the table? Are you expected to tip?
True, I don't know.
And when is closing time?
Hi, I'm Ali Ross, the landlady at the Coach and Horses here in London, and I will be here to help you understand what a British pub is all about.
The Coach
Okay.
and Horses is located in the Soho district in central London. Many of its patrons stop by in the afternoon, right after work, mainly on Thursdays or Fridays.
There's a sense of a community in a British pub.
It's a social thing where people can interact and let their hair down, relax.
It's like an extended family.
It's for quite a British thing. Any opportunity you can do, you go to the pub.
So what should foreign visitors know before they go?
We often get a lot of people from typically Europe come in and either ask for a free table or sit down at a table and wait to be served. And this is not typical in England. Typically people go straight to the bar and order and then go to a table.
But
Oh, okay. So I would have probably made that same mistake. Okay. First of all, I gotta be honest here. I am a very, very positively surprised by what I see in this picture. I mean, I don't know if this is every single pub in the UK, but the people that visit this pub, like the people in this picture, this is all I can judge because I don't know anything else. But they are really mixed when it comes to the age, because I don't know, this might be a really bad prejudice, but I always thought like 90% or 98% of people who are in pubs are male and above the age of 60. And I'm sorry if that sounds offending. This is just what I thought, judging by what I've heard and what I've seen on television and all that. But this one, it seems like this is just a place where all kinds of people meet. I mean, it's mostly men on the picture, but it's like younger men and older men and like, I don't know. And also they're selling candy, seems like, not only beer. So this might sound like the most stupidest question ever asked, and I'm sorry in advance, but can you are you able to eat food at a pub? Like real food, not just candy, but seeing this candy now is like, do they serve real food? Because the tables also look like restaurant tables where you could actually be eating food. I don't know about that though. I think that the pub is just for drinking. And also, I would have probably sat down at a table because this is how it works in German restaurants. You go inside, and either it's a really posh place where you like speak to a person that's waiting at the entrance of a restaurant, and they're like talking to everyone who gets in there, and they're like asking how many people are you, and then they bring you to the table where you can sit. Or you go into a restaurant and you just sit down and wait until the waiter comes to you. But that's a restaurant. That's not a pub. A pub is different. So I would have probably done this wrong. And then again, I would have probably thought that I can also eat there if the place looks like that. because this doesn't look like a typical pub to me, like the ones that I imagined it to be. Like, I have to say, I have been to an Irish pub in the UK before, but that was a really dark cellar. There was almost no light whatsoever. And we just sat at the bar. We didn't sit at a table, and we only went there because my fiance wanted to be in an Irish pub once and just experience it for what it is. So we sat down at the bar. Is it called waiter, waitress? I don't know. The person came and we just ordered, got the drink, paid, and left. And all I still remember is there were mostly men, elderly men, and it was super, super dark. And I didn't feel comfortable at all. Like, there was almost no light at all. It was more like a club. Like, do you know those clubs that are mostly dark and sometimes there's a little light somewhere, but you don't really see anything? I don't know, maybe this was a really weird experience and mostly pubs are like this rather than what I went to. I don't know, or maybe because it was an Irish pub, maybe those are different. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's continue the video.
You go to the pub.
So, what should foreign visitors know before they go?
We often served, and this is not typical in England. Typically, people go straight to the bar and order, and then go to a table.
But what to order? The different kinds of beer can be bewildering, as some aren't known abroad.
We'll start off with London Pride. It's a real ale or a hand pull ale. They're naturally carbonated, unlike lagers where CO2 is put into the barrel. And they have a little bit of a biscuity, malty finish. Let's try a lager. If people want something that's cold and refreshing and they don't want too much flavour maybe, they don't want anything that's too hop forward, or they don't want a real ale that might be a little bit warmer, then go for a lager for sure. So here we have cider, a drink made from apples, the pressing and the fermentation of apples. You're drinking pints over ice. A lot of the time people like it really super cold. Something that's very popular at the moment is Guinness. It is from Dublin, of course. The
Yeah, I know
flavour
Guinness.
is quite mellow for a stout, and the
apple
texture
cider
is
also.
a little creamy, so it's actually quite pleasant on the palate.
Beer
To be honest, I unpopular opinion again. I'm not making friends with this video, but I have never ever tasted a difference when I try drinking beers. It's like they're all the same for me. Just like wine, it all tastes the same for me. And I know that this is not normal because they do taste different. But then again, I don't drink alcohol as much. Like, maybe I drank it once a year or maybe twice a year, like a beer. Ever since I've got long COVID 6 years ago, though, I can't withstand any alcohol anymore, so I don't drink it. But even before that, I drank it once or twice a year, and I don't know any differences. Like, you could give me a Guinness, you could give me a lager or whatever. I would probably say that it tastes the same. And I know this is a very unpopular opinion. So this is only my personal opinion. Please don't feel offended. I know your beers taste different. Just like wines do taste different. I know they do. It's just that my taste buds, they are not able to. They are not able to feel the difference.
is always ordered by the pint. 1 pint is always ordered by the pint.
Is a little creamy, so it's actually quite pleasant on the palate.
Beer is always ordered by the pint. 1 pint is just over half a liter. How many do folks typically drink?
Somewhere between 6 and 10, probably.
A few, but not too many. You need to know
A
limits,
day?
I suppose. I can be a power drinker when I want to, or I can just have a couple, like today.
7 or 8 pints, and then go for dinner somewhere.
Here are some do's and don'ts when ordering at the bar.
I wouldn't be able to walk, talk, or function in any way if I drank more than just probably a half of a glass. Because I never drink alcohol, like I said. Because if I drink it, it's like I take half a glass of beer and I'm like I'm like, okay, stuff's starting just been around. I no, not anymore. I'm highly sensitive to alcohol, and I know this is very uncommon that people are that sensitive to alcohol. So I do understand if people drink like 1 or 2 pints. Like my fiance, when he's drinking beer, he's like drinking 1 or 2 bottles of beer, and then it's good. But come on, 6, 7, 10 pints a day? An evening? How are you guys still standing at the end? How are you getting back home? Is this why you're drinking that much tea? Because you kind of like give your body back the nutrients? I don't know. This is so weird. That's so much alcohol. Like, by the way, how much alcohol is in 1 pint or in a beer? Maybe it's different if you like, there are different beers, so with every brand, it's different. But I guess it's like 4% at least, right? With every single brand, at least 4%.
Here are some do's and don'ts when ordering at the bar.
You definitely don't want people waving in your face. It can be quite rude, actually, especially the waving of a card or money or something. So, yeah, just wait patiently for your turn, and people are usually quite respectful of this in the pub.
And here's another tip.
You can't just go and buy a drink for yourself. If you're in a group of people, you offer to buy around.
And if you don't, that stays with you for a long time.
Oh,
You are
yeah.
remembered as the
Yeah.
person who doesn't do that.
Yeah, and you're known as cheap and it's bad.
Why are
Britain
people
boasts-
standing on the other side of the street drinking the beer? Like, is this a very famous one? Everyone comes here and they don't have enough space for all the people, so they have to like stand at the other side of the street drinking the beer? And how do they make sure people don't just run with their glasses and never come back? I don't understand. And also, maybe this is another dumb question, but when I go to a UK pub and I do not drink alcohol, like me for example, are you able to buy alcohol-free beer in a pub as well? I wonder.
Around 45,000 pubs, many with a long and storied past.
Wow.
In London, John Warland of Liquid History Tours shows visitors these pubs and explains their functions in British society.
The need for warmth, shelter, food, companionship as a meeting place
Food.
is probably
He said
2,000
food.
years old in the format we know today. A lot of the pubs we visit are probably of a Victorian era when they probably hit their heyday, so that kind of stems from the mid-1800s.
Pub is short for public house, meaning a place that's open
Really?
to everybody.
Oh.
The best thing about a pub is it's welcome to everyone.
didn't know
Young,
that.
old, rich, poor. You could be the CEO of a finance bank, or you could be a guy who's been cleaning the streets. For anybody who can walk through the door, pay for the price,
That's
of, a,
nice.
price of a humble
I like that.
pint of beer, you can share the same space.
Also typical for a British pub, many of the regulars live nearby and the atmosphere is informal. That's also reflected in the decor.
So typically in British pubs, you'll find a lot of wood and then a mixture of textures as well. So like here, we've got an Axminster carpet, and the carpet sort of adds elements and an extension of the home, somewhere that's made for comfort, and yeah, just a little bit more
It
sort of
looks
familiarity
cozy.
maybe
Yeah.
that you might find from your home.
Also, the pictures on the wall, it
Something
looks
else
really
to
cozy.
note, in pubs, you generally aren't expected to tip.
A lot of our regular customers often buy the team drinks, but I think, you know, places like America, the tipping policy over there is completely different to how it is here. So if we're offered a drink, then we'll just pop it on their bill, charge them accordingly, and just print the receipt and leave it for later. So we've got just a lot of receipts up there.
Anyone who comes to a pub should also know when it's time to go.
20 minutes to 11, we'll ring the bell for last orders and shout that out, last orders.
Oh,
And then
that's
again
cool.
at 11 o'clock to mark the final closure, we'll ring the bell again. Guests aren't particularly
like
always
that.
happy to leave. Obviously, you want to continue the party, but typically they'll, you know, finish up their pints promptly and be on their way.
What's it like where you live? Where do you go to socialize? And what do you drink while you're there? Tell
Look
us
at all
in
the
the
people
comments.
standing outside. Was that like a...
How do British in the comments?
Was this like a special occasion or something? Or is this normal? When I went to the UK, I didn't see that. I don't know how many people standing outside drinking beer. Okay, but other than that, I really like this video. I've learned so much. There are still questions that I do have, but that's what you're here for. You always help me out in the comment section down below. Please let me know, is this normal that so many people are standing outside the pub? Or is this just, are these the most famous pubs in the UK and everyone's just getting there, including tourists, and so they don't have enough space? What I don't understand is people are standing outside drinking. So let's say this guy over here, he drank 10 pints already. Like, do they have his... Do they take... I can't imagine. Do they take your ID information before you leave the pub with a glass? Because he drank 10 pints and he could just go without paying, and he has a new glass at home. Like, how do they manage? Or is this just built on the trust for people? Like, how does that system work? To me, it seems, to me as a German, it seems way too unorganized and open to fraud. Like, it's way too dangerous for the pub to do that. I don't know. Is this just a German opinion? Don't mind me. Please explain. But other than that, this was a really cool video. I enjoyed it so much. Let me know what you think about it. And are you the type of person that goes to a pub every Thursday and Friday? Which seemed very odd to me as well, I have to say, because I would have thought people go to a pub on Friday and Saturday, but not Thursday and Friday. This is weird. Like the Thursday, why wouldn't you go there on a weekend? I don't know. Maybe that there's a reason that I don't consider right now. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.